Hello and welcome to our video lecture series. I am Mohammed Ashik Khan, Managing Partner and the Principal Consultant of Global Associates and GBS. Today I am planning to discuss another question from my continuous video lecture series on ACC SBR. This topic is actually how we approach a question where the group structure changes, and specifically from associate to subsidiary. So I'm going to pick this question here. Let me read out the question. Peace acquired 25% of meal on 1 January 2000 for 2,020,000 and exercised significant influence over the financial and operating policy decisions of meal from that date. The fair value of the meal's identifiable assets and liabilities at that date was equivalent to their carrying value, and meal's retained earnings stood at 5,800,000. Meal does not have any other reserves. A further 35% stake in meal was acquired on 30 September 2002 for 4.2 million, paying a premium over meal's market share price to achieve control. So on 30 September, on this date, they have acquired the control. The fair value of meal's identifiable assets and liabilities at that date was 9.2 million, and meal's retained earnings stood at 7.8 million. Meal's retained earnings stood at 7.8 million. The investment in meal is held at a cost in Peace separate financial statement. So because at that time this was treated as an associate, and anyhow that investment is totally shown in the separate financial statement of the Peace. At 30 September 2002, meal share price was reported to be 14.5. Extracts from the statement of profit or loss for the year ended 31 December 2002. For they have given both the entities Peace and meal revenue and profit for the year. Extracts from the statement of financial position at 31 December 2002 also given. Equity is given, return earning is given for both the Peace and meal. The difference between the fair value of the identifiable assets and liabilities of meal and their carrying amount relate to the meal's brands. The brands were estimated to have an average remaining useful life of 5 years. So the post acquisition time, after revaluation, the brand will have another 5 years. Income and expenses are assumed to accrue evenly over the year. Neither company paid dividends during the year. No company has been declared or paid dividends. Peace elected to measure non-controlling interest at fair value at the date of acquisition. No impairment of losses in recognized goodwill have been necessary to date. Now, requirements. Calculate the following amounts explaining the principles underlying each of your calculations. So, the first is for inclusion in the Peace Group's consolidated statement of profit or loss for the year to 31 December 2002, consolidated revenue. So let's work out that. So first we have to work out the consolidated revenue. In doing this, I would like, before we answer that question, what we better do is that we will draw the group structure. So there is a company, two companies which are Peace and Meal. Peace acquiring Meal. So here Peace acquired 25% of the meal on 1 January 2001. So on 1 January 2001, 25% of this stake has been acquired by piece of the meal. Furthermore, the fair value of the meal's identifiable assets and liabilities at that date was equivalent to their carrying amount, and meal's return earnings stood at 5.8 million. So the return earning 5,800,000 of the meal at the date of acquisition, when this acquisition is considered to be investment in associate, because here investment percentage is 25%, which is between 20 and 50, and it is said to have significant influence. It is said to have significant influence. Therefore, this investment should be considered as investment in associate. This should be considered investment in associate. So therefore, okay, let's continue that reading. A further 35% stake in meal was acquired on 30 September 2002. So in addition to the investment, so additional investment has been taken place, another 35% on 30 September 20, when? Let's find out. X2. By then, total percentage will become 60. So that means at 30 September 2002, meal or piece will have control over meal. Will have control over meal. And then what are the information available? At 35% stake in meal was acquired on 30 September 2002 for 4.2 million. The additional investment was 4.2 million. So that was the additional investment. And then the fair value of meal's identifiable assets and liabilities at that date was 9.2 million. So at the date of that investment, the fair value is 9.2 million. Okay. And the meal's return earning stood at 7.8 million. The return earning was 7.8 million. Before, the return earning is 5.8 million. Now the return earning has increased to 7.8 million. At 30 September, the meal share price was 14.5. The share price what other information we have? Okay, that's all. And then they given you the P&L and the statement of financial position, and they are given additional information. Now they wanted us to calculate consolidated revenue. The consolidated revenue will be, that is the very first calculation that we have to do. That calculation is that now we will have the revenue of piece and meal. The revenue of piece is given in the question, 10.2 million. 10.2 million. And the meal's revenue we need to split. Now the total revenue of meal, how much? 4 million. This 4 million must be separated as to this 4 million. Now we have to find out, we need to sketch a timeline. So what is the timeline? See, we will go back to the question. On 1 January 20x1, the very first acquisition is on 1 January x1, and the second acquisition is on 30 September x2. So therefore, our accounting period is 31st December x2 and 1st of January x2. So here we have 9 months and here we have 3 months. So this 3 months is the period. This 3 months, the piece has control, and this 9 months, that is associate. So accordingly, what we do is we have to split the revenue as to 9 months and 3 months. So the 9-month revenue will be 4 million into 9/12, which is, we will find out, we'll open a calculator. $4 million into 9 divided by 12, we get 3,000, and so this should be 1,000. Now we have to take only the revenue. When we preparing a consolidated profit and loss account, the revenue of the parent and the subsidiary. Now the parent revenue is this. The subsidiary, when this has become subsidiary, the revenue is this. Therefore, consolidated revenue should be 10,200 plus 1,000. So that must be 11,200. That is the first answer. So what is the second question? Second question is share of profit of associate. Now we can find out the total profit of the meal given in the question here. You can clearly see that here. The total profit of the meal is given. So the total profit of the meal is 320. On that, now we know that during the first 9 months, they are associates. So of that period, we have to find out the profit of the associate. So what should we do actually? So the associate profit will be profit of the company, which is 320, and during first 9/12, so we have to assume profits are accrue evenly throughout the year, so 9 months, and we have to take the associate percentage. Associate percentage is 25%. So if we simplify this, 320 into 9 divided by 12 into 25%, which amounts to 60,000. That is the requirement number 2. So what is the requirement number 3? Gain on remeasurement of previously held investment in meal. Now what we have to do is we have to find out the fair value at the date of the additional acquisition, and we have to subtract that or compare with the fair value carrying amount of the associate investment. So that is the third requirement. Now as you see, now on 1st January x1, this has been associate, and on 30 September x2, this became a subsidiary. So on this date, we had to find out the fair value of the investment. So we clearly know that the number of shares of meal, the number of shares of meal given in the question. So you can find out here, that is, you see the share capital of meal is 800,000 and one share is $1. So therefore the number of shares will be 800,000. So therefore we know the number of shares 800,000, and at that time the acquisition was only 25%. The fair value of that acquisition was only 25%. So that then the associate investment, associate share, only 25%. So 25% of 800,000 is 200,000, and the share price as per fair value given in the question 14.5. So if you multiply this, so 800,000 into 25% into 14.5, that is 2.9 million. So the fair value is 2.9 million. We need to subtract the carrying amount of associate investment. So what is the carrying amount of associate investment? We have to take the cost of investment. Cost of investment is given in the question. We can find it out here in the group structure. If I am not mistaken, I have written down that. Did I? No, let's find out from the question. So they say here, see, the cost of investment is 2,020,000. So therefore we know the cost of investment. Cost of investment is 2,020,000 plus what we then have to do is we have to take that additional return earning, increase in return earning, and the percentage of that belongs to the associate group. Now if you know that, if you note here, on this date the return earning was 5.8 million, and on this date return earning has been 7.8 million. So there is an increase in the return earning of 2 million. Of that 2 million, what we should do is we should take the 25%. So 7.8 minus 5.8 into 25%. So 2,020,000 plus 2,000 into 25%, which is 2,020,000 plus 500. So 2,520,000. So that has to be subtracted here. So then let's use the calculator. 2.9 million minus 2520, 380,000. That is the gain on remeasurement. This is the gain on remeasurement, 380,000. That is the first part of the requirement. Then what they do is they go on to ask goodwill. Now we have to calculate the goodwill relating to the acquisition of meal. So let's work out the goodwill calculation now. So now we will work out the goodwill. Calculation of goodwill. How we can work out the goodwill calculation now? We have to take the purchase consideration additionally we paid. Purchase consideration we paid, which is, we can find it out from the group structure we noted down here, 4.2 million. So that is the additional purchase consideration, 4.2 million. We have to add the fair value of previously held investment that we just worked out. Fair value of previously held investment, which is this answer that we worked out previously. So that is 2.9 million. Furthermore, we also need to take the NCI, the non-controlling interest. Now we know that now the total acquisition by piece is 60%. So the total of these two is 60%. So NCI percentage will become 40%. So we have to find out how much the value of that. The company's policy of valuing NCI is based on the fair value. So therefore 800,000 is the meal company number of shares, 40% belongs to NCI, and each share is 14.5. So we can take that answer. So 800,000 into 40% into 14.5, which is 4,640,000. So we take that as well. So we take the total of these three now. So let's take the total of these three. 4640 plus 2.9 million plus another 4.2 million. So that is 11,740. So we take that here. 11,740 subtract fair value of identifiable net assets at the date of acquisition of subsidiary. So we have to take that now. So that fair value of the subsidiary's net asset at the date of acquisition has been given here. So that is clearly given here. That is this number. So we can find it out, that number here. So therefore 9,200. So when we subtract 9,200 from 11,740 minus 9,200, the goodwill is 2,540,000. 2,540 is the goodwill, and they said that there is no impairment for goodwill. So we have done with the goodwill calculation, and the next requirement in the question will be group retained earnings. We have to work out the consolidated retained earning now. Let's work out the Alright, now we will continue with our discussion. I had to split the video into two because of the time constraint. And let me go to the question here. Now we have to work out the group retained earnings and the non-controlling interest as per the second half of this video. So let's work that out. Let me open my note. Now if you see here, as per question, our retained earnings are 39,920 and 7,800 meal as an associate. Meal as an associate 7,800, and the meal as a subsidiary, it has been 7,900. This as a subsidiary. So that is the first information that you need to know. And then this 380, that is the gain on remeasurement of associate. If we go back, you can understand from here, we worked out that the gain on remeasurement, where is that? I will show you. The gain on remeasurement is here, 380. So that should be the parent company's retained earnings, and then we have to work out the fair value measurement pertains to the fair value measurement pertains to the subsidiary. How that is actually 9,200 is the fair value of the net asset of the subsidiary at the reporting date, if I am not mistaken. Let's find it out. So that is at the date of acquisition, that has been, we go back, 9,200 they have mentioned here. You can find it out. So that 9,200 is here. So that 9,200, so we take that, and then we subtract the reported balance sheet numbers. 800, this is the share capital amount, and this is the return earnings. If we go back to the question, we can find that out as well. You can see here. So these two numbers. So that is 8,600, and so the total of 9,200 plus minus 8,600, this difference is 600, and on that they are saying that there is the value that what you can say here, that the brands were estimated to have an average remaining useful life of 5 years from 30 September. So we have to work that out. So let's where is my note? So we have to work that out, and then that we need to find out the amortization for the reporting period. So only for 1 year it is 120, but we have our timeline, as you know, the 30 September, 31st December, so 3 months. So that calculation is this. So therefore 30. So that 30 we have taken in here, and then pre-acquisition reserves are meal to 5,800, and then meal as a subsidiary 7,800. So here we get 2,000, and let's find out how much we get here. 7,900 minus 7,830. $7,900 minus 7,830, that is 70. That is 70. So we get that. Now what we should do is, I will continue here. So from this 2,000, we have to take the associate share, group share of the associate profit. That will be 2,000 into 25%. So 2,000 into 25% is 500. So that 500 we will take it here. And from 70, we have to take 60%. From this 70, we have to take 60%. That 60% of that will be 42. So 42 I have to remove from here. And also NCI 28. So this will become 0. And then we can take the total of 1, 2, 3, 4. So these numbers we need to take it. 39,920 plus 380 plus 500 plus 42. 542. So it should be 40,842. So 40,800. This is the consolidated return earning. Now we work out the NCI at acquisition as subsidiary. Our NCI has been, now we can find it out from the goodwill calculation. Where is the goodwill calculation actually? Goodwill calculation. Yeah, here. NCI is 4,640. So we take that here. 4,640. And post acquisition. Post acquisition is 28. So this will be the NCI at balance sheet date. So that is 4,668. That's all about this question, and with this I conclude this video, and I will be uploading 2 videos to answer this one question. So since it is that there's a time constraint, I had to do like this. Kindly subscribe my video channels, like it, share it to your beneficial people who would benefit from this, and also press the bell button so that notification comes, you will be notified. Thank you very much for watching GBS video lecture series. This is Mohammed Ashik Khan.